for free, and the game will be releasing on September 12th. So if you want to go support my friends Prodigal Son and Drums, hit the wish list button on that Steam page and get the game when it comes out. It's definitely worth it. It's really, really cute. I've played the demo before, and that's why my collection actually is what it is right now. When you first start the game for the very first time, I think you might only have 3 aphids, and you just kind of hop in, and then the game will give you the walkthrough of how the game works and everything, all the different mechanics. But like I said, I've played this before a few different times, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I streamed it on Twitch originally, but now I'm making a little YouTube video. So this is my current collection of bugs. Look how cute they are. The devs did an absolutely fantastic job on the art in this game, but there's also little sparkly versions or shiny versions of all of their pets. The rainbow caterpillar probably is my favorite bug in the whole game because the ability is just honestly really, really nice. He heals the party member with the lowest health by 25% of this unit's max HP. This will all kind of make sense as we actually hop into the game. But each of these little pets has different abilities, and a lot of them have to do with the positioning that they have in the team. And it's actually really, really cool the way all of these things work. Let me build a team and we'll go ahead and get started. I have built my team. I currently have a Hercules beetle who has 16 health and 4 attack. If the leader increases the strength of self by 1, so that means he's in the lead position. Pillbug, when you are out of dice, if he's not in the lead position, he'll attack a random opponent. The Caterpillar will heal the party member with the lowest HP when we're also out of dice. So basically, we want to try to use all of our dice, and we want to try to keep this guy in the lead position. So let's go ahead and start our run. Here's the little map. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of different things that you can go towards. So this is a random battle. All the sword icons show different battles, and all the little icons above the swords will show the location of the battle. It'll kind of give you an idea as to the units that you'll fight when you're in battle. If you want to avoid elite battles, then you'll have to kind of plan for that. These kinds of things will give you different kinds of rewards. So that's what this one is a die face reward. This one is the consumable reward, which will appear up here at the top. And this is the equipment reward, which is a permanent thing that will go onto one of your bugs. And each of your bugs can only hold 1 equipment at a time. So let's just go ahead and hop straight into one of these battles. Let's go to the garden. We are fighting a caterpillar, a fire ant or a regular ant, and a ladybug. You have control of both sides of the map. This is our team. This is the team that we want to win. This is the enemy team, which is the one that we want to defeat. These are our bottles. We currently have 3 of them, which you can see up in the top left, and we currently don't have any money, but that's a relatively easy thing to come by in this game. So you don't usually have to worry about it. Although I will say the last time I played this was the demo and this is the beta, so things might have changed a little bit. So we do want our team to win, but we have to use every single die that is currently on the right side of the board. With a support attack, that means any one of these creatures will attack the first bug on our side, or vice versa. So we have a support attack here, which means we can have any one of our creatures attack the caterpillar here on their side. Ideally, what we want to do on our side with the support attack is have our strongest creature attack somebody over here. And then when we're controlling the enemy, we want the weakest creature to attack. So that would be this guy currently. And we have a move forward, which will push everything forward, and the front one will go to the back. If this ant is the leader, it increases the strength of itself by 1 when it attacks. So you really don't want to do that, but we can do a support attack, which means this ant, which currently has the lowest amount of attack, will attack our little Hercules beetle over here, which also means our Hercules beetle will gain an attack, making him even stronger. And you can use support attack with your frontline unit. So we want to do that since our frontline unit is the strongest. So we're going to knock him down to half health. So this is wait or idle, and this is a free movement, which means we can move our team either forward or back. So we'll go ahead and do that one because we have to do it. Then we will do a free movement. Let's go backwards to try and keep this guy out of the front line. And then we'll idle in order for this guy to attack and this guy to heal our Hercules beetle. So there's the heal, there's the attack. We're gonna go ahead and end our turn. Oh, and just so you know what this one does, the ladybug, when it's attacked, if it's at half health or less, will give itself a shield. We have rolled our dice. The next thing we wanna do is get this guy out of the front because when it attacks, it'll increase the strength of self. Now we don't have an attack right here, straight up, but random could either be a movement or an attack. So we don't actually know. Let's go ahead and move them and then we'll do the random, which ended up being an attack, which is good. So he didn't get any more strength. And this guy was the leader, which means he was unable to actually do the heal, which is perfect. Moving backwards is a little bit unfortunate. He won't attack a random opponent, but it doesn't really matter if we do the move or the attack because both of these guys have exactly the same attack. So we'll attack this guy and then we'll idle to run out of dice, which will allow this caterpillar to at least heal itself. We are rolling again. Now for the clash attack, I believe we attack and then they attack back. It's whoever's side is on goes first. If you kill them, then they actually don't get the chance to attack first, which is really, really nice. I don't know what the random is gonna do, so let's do it. And then we're just gonna move them again. Unfortunately, this caterpillar did get to heal because it wasn't in the lead position, but that's okay. We're still overall doing a lot better. Now what we want to do is we have a free movement, so we're going to go backwards in order to put this guy up at the lead position. And actually, this is super nice. I don't remember seeing this in the demo. I like that they added a little symbol above which creature is going to be up at the front. It just makes it more obvious which way you're actually pushing your creatures, which is super, super nice. So we'll go ahead and idle, let this guy heal, let this guy do an attack. We're at full health. They're not looking too good. Let's end our turn. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to strengthen our front line because this will just give him an extra attack. We're going to clash attack, which will make the ladybug shield. Let's do a random just in case it's an attack. It is an attack. At least that gave him strength, even though he was unable to attack back. If we move things forward, he will be the leader, which means he won't be able to heal anybody on his team. We'll have to move backwards, which is fine because we're out of dice, which means we get to heal, and then our pill bug will still attack the other end. So you might notice that this bottle is shaking and this guy has a bottle over his head. Once they get down to a certain amount of HP, you can actually capture them in a bottle. And what that does is that makes them eligible to be on your team the next time you play the game, which is a super fun way of recruiting different bugs. It's also a really nice cop-out for getting bugs off the enemy team if you're worried about losing a round. Because you're like, well, if we go another round, it's possible I might die, but if I capture them with a jar, then there won't be a next round. And I've definitely captured many bosses like that. We've got a bunch of attacks. Ooh, this is nice because we can push our Hercules beetle back to the front, which is exactly where he wants to be. And then if we attack him, this should actually just kill the caterpillar. So the caterpillar's gone. Sorry, dude. We're gonna go ahead and idle just to heal for the sake of healing. I was hoping the pill bug would just kill the ladybug, but it did not. We're gonna go ahead and have the ant attack. It will gain a strength, but we're close to the end of this battle, so it's not gonna matter too much. We gain a strength, he gains a strength. Both of them are dead next turn. I'm not worried about it. Let's go ahead and attack. Ladybug is gone. Ant get pushed to the front. We will move backwards and shield. Run ourselves out of dice. Amazing. So he only has 1 health. And the only thing he can do is attack. He had to hit a shield, which means he did nothing. Now we can support attack. And this guy is very much dead. There's no benefit to overkill except the satisfaction of knowing you did it. So here we go. Victory. That's our first round done. So you gain money for each unit that you have that wasn't knocked out. And then for every unit that you killed, on the opposite side, you get a potential reward that you can pick. I could either get another bottle, I could give a unit 2 health, or I could give a unit 1 strength. If you capture an enemy bug with a bottle, it won't give you an option to pick from. So if you bottle up all 3 bugs on one team, you won't have anything to pick from on this side. So just keep that in mind. If you really want an upgrade at the end of a battle, then you'll definitely want to leave at least one bug alive to kill. That sounds really bad when I say it that way, but it is what it is. We'll go ahead and give our Hercules beetle some health. Next up, we have a consumable reward. Choose a consumable to use during battle. Free capture. Captures an alive enemy unit regardless of its HP and capture conditions. Reduces the strength of the opponent of your choice by 1, or deals damage to all opponents equal to 50% of their own strength. Capturing anything alive that doesn't have armor is incredibly overpowered, and I really want it. The other thing I really want is a bottle cap. So let's go ahead and just crawl our way along the bottom. We will have to do an elite battle, but that's okay. What is that a fly? Is that a rainbow fly? Not rainbow. Is that a sparkle? That's not a normal fly, right? When an opponent moves, if it half health or less, heals self by 25%. Excuse me? There's a couple more bugs in here that I haven't seen. Is that a dung beetle? If the leader moves the opponent to the back of the line, that's adorable. Can only be captured during the first 5 turns. I don't have the fly and I don't have the dung beetle. I could use my free capture. I kind of want to just use a free capture on a dung beetle. I'm gonna free capture this dung beetle. I want it. It's cute. Look at it. You're mine now. Anyway, so he's just out of the battle. We don't have to worry about him at all. Attack target. So this is where the front unit can attack anybody on the other side. And as the enemy, I of course want it to attack my Hercules beetle because that will increase its strength. For the moth, when its ally is knocked out, it applies sleep to the opposing leader. So if I kill the fly before I kill the moth, my front unit will go to sleep, which is not great. Let's go ahead and move them up to the front. I want to try to kill the moth first. So we're going to attack, and then we're going to idle, and then we're going to move the pill bug to the front. Unfortunately, that means, again, the pill bug can't do its damage, but the caterpillar can heal our Hercules beetle. There it goes. Free movement is amazing. We're going to go ahead and make the Hercules beetle the leader again. Then we'll have the moth attack first. Now, we can't do the shield because I believe if your unit is shielded and the enemy attacks, it doesn't proc the strength up on the Hercules beetle. I'm going to have you be attacked. And then I'm going to go ahead and we'll just shield our Hercules beetle now. And I don't really need to catch the moth. So if you don't know if you have the unit or the bug in your collection already, you can look up, and I can't hover over it, but if you look at the top right of the pop-up that comes up when you hover a bug, you'll see there's a jar in the upper right corner. So I currently have 2 moths in my collection. I don't have any dung beetles, which is why the jar is blacked out. And I don't have any flies, which is why the jar is blacked out. Let's go ahead and end our turn. Now we still want to try and capture this fly. We're going to find out if attacking with a shield procs the strength up. It does not. I'm actually glad it doesn't, because that's a little bit OP. So we'll go ahead and have our Hercules beetle attack the fly, which should make it catchable. Awesome. Now what's funny is because I actually captured both of these, the moth doesn't even get to proc its sleep. It also can't move, so it can't use its dice. We also, by the way, do not have to use all of our dice if we don't want to. The nice thing about using all of our dice is that it procs our out of dice abilities. I'm actually not worried about the abilities proccing, so I'm gonna wait because if we just do 1 attack to this moth, it's dead. There's our attack. Goodbye, moth. And with this victory, you'll get to see what I meant. So with these 2 being captured, I could actually recruit them onto my team now if I wanted to, but I do like my team currently how it is, so I'm gonna go ahead and send it to the void, aka my collection. Same with this dung beetle. So now that this moth is dead, we can get more health onto one of our units. So I could give more to the Hercules beetle to make it more survivable, or I could give it to the caterpillar, which will allow it to heal for more every time it procs. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and move on to our next battle. We're gonna keep going down along the bottom to get this equipment because the bottle caps are super, super nice. First thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna get the idol out of the way. The Earthworm, by the way, when the turn ends, if it's not the leader, it'll heal itself, but if it's got full health, then it's a wasted ability. We'll go ahead and clash attack on this side. to raise this guy's strength. Then we will support attack with this guy because he has the most to attack the ladybug up front, who is going to shield itself. Then we'll idle and we'll do, unfortunately, a random movement. So we don't know who's going to be the leader. Hopefully it's the rainbow caterpillar. Yay, it is. So that means we're out of dice. You get to heal and you get to do your attack. You got rid of the shield on the ladybug, which is actually nice because that means next turn we can kill the ladybug no matter who's up front, which is exactly what we wanted. So we're going to attack here, kill the ladybug. We're going to go ahead and move backwards. And we will just go ahead and strengthen the pill bug. That will make us out of dice. This will heal, but the pill bug won't be able to do its attack. I don't want the ant to attack, and I don't want the earthworm to be at the back. So we're going to move backward, and we'll have the earthworm attack our pill bug. We do have a free movement, so I want to make sure that my Hercules beetle is back at the front. We'll have the earthworm attack our Hercules beetle to up its strength. We will have the Hercules beetle attack the ant because we have to move that team. And if we attack the earthworm and move, then it's just going to heal itself. So we'll have it attack the ant. And then we'll have them move. Doesn't matter which. They can only swap positions. We will idle, which will heal our team and do damage. This guy's at 1 health. We'll do a clash attack here because he can only do 2 damage and he's going to die anyway. Which will push the earthworm back to the front, and it has to stay at the front, which means now its ability just straight up can't work. We'll go ahead and do the support attack with the Hercules beetle. And I'm not going to worry about moving my team. We're just going to keep them all right here. Attack target. Earthworm, dead. Easy peasy pumpkin squeezy. So we could get another bottle. We do have 2. We could get more strength onto one of our creatures, or we could stack more health onto our Hercules beetle. I like making one super tanky unit. Now we get equipment. There's also a shop, which I haven't shown you yet. You can get more bottles here, and then you can also purchase die faces, which is pretty cool. I don't know if I've seen this one before. Die face, large damage target. Deals damage to the opponent of your choice equal to 100% of their strength. When it says their strength, I'm pretty sure that means the strength of the unit itself. If it was used on my Hercules beetle, for instance, it would do 4 damage to itself. We can also weaken target, reduces the strength of the opponent of your choice by 1. Both of these sound incredible. I'm taking both. So when you buy them, you get to pick which die face to override. Now, one of your 3 dice. Which one's the plural? One of your 3 dice will have 3 idols in it, which are basically just free slots for die faces. So we're gonna put that one there, and we'll go ahead and take this one and put it here. So that reduces our amount of idols, which is basically wasted moves every turn. Anyway, there's the shop. Let's get our equipment reward. We have an opponent move. If the last party member alive increases coin amount by 1, that's not going to work really well with our team because we really want everyone to stay alive. Attack. If the opponent is knocked out, increases the bottle amount by 2. That sounds really, really nice to put on our Hercules beetle. We will constantly be getting our bottle amount up. If an ally is knocked out, decreases the strength of a random opponent by 2. Again, we want to keep our entire team alive, so let's go ahead and take this on our Hercules beetle because he's going to be knocking everybody out. I also love that he wears it as a hat instead of like on his back or something. I think that's absolutely adorable. They have a pill bug of their own, and they also have to run out of dice every time, which is unfortunate. We could push the earthworm to the front and it won't be able to heal itself, but the pill bug will be able to deal damage, which is kind of upsetting. But we'll push the earthworm to the front. We'll do the attack. Awesome. Ow, my caterpillar. We're going to strengthen our Hercules beetle. We'll go ahead and just straight up attack something that is not the earthworm since it can heal itself. Let's try and get this ant out of here. We'll have to move the pill bug forward, unfortunately, but it's in order to heal our team. So it healed itself because it needed to. The Hercules beetle has a lot of health to spare. We can weaken our target here. Let's go ahead and just weaken the earthworm. This is the one that's probably going to stay alive the longest. You can attack any target, so we'll have you attack our Hercules beetle. We want to clash attack the earthworm because if we clash attack with the ant will strengthen itself. Ow. But it does mean that the pill bug gets to trigger our poor rainbow xylophone caterpillar dude. Let's move everybody forward so we can run out of dice, get the heals, get the pill bug trigger, and go to the next turn. So because the earthworm was not in the lead position, it was able to heal, which is unfortunate. Let's go ahead and move these guys forward. So the heal will heal the front line, which is really nice. If we clash attack this way first, the Hercules Beta will gain more strength, I think. Otherwise, the ant wouldn't be able to attack back. So the ant is going to die and move to the back. We're going to do the move first. That way these guys get out of order. And neither of their abilities can trigger. Then we can clash attack with the pill bug and get even more strength on our dude, trigger our pill bug, and get health out of our caterpillar. I don't really care about gaining more attack right now because it's not enough to one-shot the earthworm, and we have more than enough to one-shot the pill bug. So I am going to shield. Then we're going to clash attack here, which is just gonna knock out the pill bug. Then we're going to attack our front line, which doesn't do anything, and we're going to end our turn. Then we're gonna heal manually. We'll attack the earthworm, who is currently catchable, but I'd rather just go ahead and knock this guy out. I think I have at least one of them. I do. We'll go ahead and heal him. It doesn't actually matter because the health regenerates between rounds. And there we go. Everyone has been knocked out. We could get another bottle, but we have 6 because I think all of the things that we killed were killed with the Hercules beetle. We could increase strength or we could increase HP. Let's increase HP of the caterpillar. Yes. Our poor pill bug is kind of getting ignored, but it's mainly caterpillar and Hercules beetle that are carrying this team. We could do the die face reward or we could go over here for a mixed set of rewards, but we do have to go through an elite. I'm happy to go against an elite. We'll see how this goes. It's a me, a Hercules beetle. Oh boy. Okay, well the first thing we're gonna do is just strengthen our unit, then we're going to attack. So he currently has a shield. We're gonna clash attack. We should have clash attacked first. That was my bad. And then bleed, which receives damage equal to 100% of the unit strength the next time it moves, which is highly unfortunate. So we actually want to do our movement first. So that's nice. Then we want to bleed our caterpillar, which is really sad. So the next time it moves, it's gonna take 3 damage, but it's better than this guy taking 6 damage when he moves. Large damage target, I forgot what this does already. Deals damage to the opponent of your choice equal to 100% of their strength. We're going to push the Hercules beetle back to the front. We will attack to break the shield, and then we'll do the large damage target here, which will actually knock out a lot of its health right off the bat. And then what is Purify? Removes all debuffs from the leader. So he doesn't currently have any debuffs, so it doesn't matter. Clash Attack is going to kill him because he only has 6 health. It would be really nice to catch him, but he's just gonna die. And I think we're gonna get 2 more bottles out of this too, right? Maybe? No? We get 5 HP though. Let's put it on our Hercules beetle. I didn't see our bottle amount go up, but that might have just been me not paying attention. Increases coin amount by 1. It's better than having an idol. Now we have a cave battle, so some of these are new. A might knockout deals damage to the opposing leader equal to 100% of this unit's strength. Why is it so strong? It's so strong. I have never seen this bug before. I've never seen this one before either. Harvest Man. Turn end. If not at full health, attacks the opponent in the opposite position. No, I hate it. I have a small story for you. I was helping my mom give the dogs their water earlier, and I walked into the washroom and I flipped the giant bottle over for her and I got a little water on myself. I went to grab the towel that was hanging on the wall in front of me, and right above the towel was a spider the size of my hand. No, I don't live in Australia. And I literally screamed. I scared my poor mom. I scared all the dogs. It was awful. My dad was like, what the heck happened? And I was like, there was a spider the size of my hand. and it was gonna kill me, so I had to run out of there. Anyway, it looks kind of like this. I don't think it was going to hurt me. I think it was a daddy long legs or something. I don't think it was actually a daddy long legs, but it was very similar. The body was relatively small, but the leg span was the size of my hand. I'm not even kidding. It was huge. Anyway, seeing this just made me think of that. And yeah, that happened earlier today. There's little cellar spiders all over the place here, and I've kind of gotten used to them, but seeing that one huge on the wall in broad daylight just scared the bejesus out of me. Anyway, I'm not a fan of either of these bugs. Any of them, honestly, but I don't have either of them either, so let's do some attacks here. Large damage target, excuse me? That's easy. Large damage target attack, then we should be able to get him, yeah, in a bottle. Nice. What does the random die face do? Okay, it moved them, and we're gonna move them again, which is great. We don't really need to move, so I'm just gonna end our turn. I'm going to clash attack you, which is gonna raise your strength, which is going to do more damage to the pill bug. We're gonna clash attack again, which is gonna continuously raise our strength. We will move everybody forward. Ouch. We'll go ahead and shield our front line, and I'm not actually too worried about healing because I don't think this fight is going to go on for too much longer. Attack and clash attack, and that should put this unit low enough that we can catch it in a bottle. Heal our front line in the turn and smack this pill bug into oblivion. Perfect. Easy victory. We got ourselves a mite and we got ourselves a harvestman. And we have an upgrade to our strength, which we'll throw right on our little Hercules beetle. If our Hercules beetle dies, we're going to die. That's just how it's gonna be. Let's see what our reward is before we have to go into our boss battle. We have a small damage target, which deals damage to half their strength. We have an equipment, which is, if not at full health, attacks the opponent at the back of the line. We have a consumable, which applies sleep to all opponents. The equipment sounds really, 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 really nice. I kind of want to give it to my caterpillar. Let's get this boss battle against the praying mantis. Praying mantis and its friends. When a boss die is used, its effects are applied to the boss rather than the leader. So we're going to push the mantis to the back immediately. If the leader applies bleed to the opponent, if the leader moves the opponent to the back of the line, if the leader attacks opposing leader. Okay, so they all want to be in the front, and it all sucks when they are in the front, so let's just go ahead and move the Black Widow up to the front. When it attacks, it will apply bleed to my beetle, which is not good. So I'm actually going to strengthen my beetle. We'll go ahead and have it attack praying mantis. Okay, we're going to have to sacrifice our pill bug, I think. I'm pretty sure this is just going to kill him. That's going to apply bleed. Then he's going to be attacked. Actually, I don't think bleed stacks, so he's just going to take 3 damage. What is summon? Moves the boss to the front of the line. We're going to have to move the Hercules beetle back to the front. We will attack the Black Widow. Do some damage to the dung beetle. We got a little bit of health, which is super nice. We'll do a movement and just summon, which doesn't do anything because he's already at the front. And then we'll do an attack with the praying mantis, which will raise our strength, get ourselves a money, applies thorn to the boss, deals damage equal to 100% of the unit's strength to the next attacker. This is all terrible. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to clash attack because that raises his attack. Then we'll attack again, which breaks the shield. This will push the pill bug to the front. My poor pill bug is just really taking the brunt of all of these hits. Well, my Hercules beetle isn't doing too well either. Might as well thorns, move backwards. I think we need to shield our pill bug, then we can clash attack. Move our Hercules beetle back to the front. Move these guys. The summon isn't going to do anything. Oh my goodness. We're going to take so much damage. We're not going to die though. That's what matters. Ow. And then we're out of dice, which means we do get to heal. We'll get a coin. This will kill the mantis, which actually I think might make the other ones go away. It does not. Okay. When it's attacked, that's honestly not even the worst of these two. We'll move the pill bug back to the front, get some health. We'll do the attack. Very nice. That pushes the caterpillar to the front, and we actually can't even use the scare because the boss is dead. So that should make the rest of this relatively easy. I could also use a bottle on this Black Widow. Very nice. Large damage target. You're going to do a lot of damage there. Attack you. Clash attack, which leaves us at 1 health, but knocks out the dung beetle. There is our victory. Our entire team stayed alive. We got another Black Widow, which we can add to our collection. We got 4 health, which we can chuck straight onto our... Should we give our Pillbug a little bit of love? Nah. Poor Pillbug. And with that, that's the first little bit of the run. So for the demo, there's only 1 map, but for the beta and the full game, there's going to be, I think, 3 maps in a row. Kind of similar to Slay the Spire in that kind of way. It also looks like the shop gets restocked whenever a new map comes up, which is super duper cool. And they made it so now you can buy equipment and consumables from the shop, which is amazing. So anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed the game. Don't forget to look up the Dicey Bugs demo on Steam if you want to try it out now, or you can wait for the full game to drop on September 12th. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.